everybody, welcome back to this week's Good Evening KU. I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're your hosts for today.
So, just about 2 weeks ago, when me and Kenzie were hosting, we covered the live stream of the Artemis II launch, which was insane to cover, as it hasn't happened in the last 50 years. But they actually just finished their entire mission last Friday, splashing down just off the coast of San Diego. And it was super cool because apparently when they were traveling back down into the atmosphere, they were at like 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is half the temperature of the sun. When I heard that, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like it'd get like really hot inside of there, so I don't know if I would want to be in there.
I was just watching it and seeing how fast they were going.
Yeah.
I would be so scared, and it was just so cool to see just a live stream of it.
I know.
I feel like we're not going to see a lot of that more in our time.
I know. And it's crazy because, like, you're, like, watching it and they have all the, like, parachutes deploying. And it's, like, I don't even know, like, what could have been going through their mind as they're, like, literally falling back to Earth. But then again, they did, like, launch into space. So I guess they're pretty used to it. But
yeah.
I can't imagine that feeling of, like, falling into the ocean.
Right?
Just, like, sitting there.
Crazy.
Like,
yeah, some more news on KU. Last week we hosted Shay Marnie on the show, who is running for KU student body president with her coalition Crimson and Blue. And after their election results were posted, Crimson and Blue won their race. One of their key points was wanting to open a late night coffee shop on campus and as well as to expand parking.
Yeah, super cool. I know last week when we were here in the studio, getting to hear all the things that their coalition is wanting to accomplish here at KU has been super cool, and I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with these next coming year, year. But it was also, they were running against the Ad Astra campaign, who was going for their third straight win in a row. But yeah, it's super cool to like hear what they had to say last week, and we're excited to see what happens.
Yeah, I think a late night coffee shop would really benefit students who are just staying out and studying. There's really not a lot open here past, 9?
Yeah,
8?
or even just on campus at all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it all closes pretty early, and having that, like, late night coffee, especially if it's, like, finals week and you're stuck up on, like, in, like, Watson or stuck up in Anschutz, like, that'd be a great place to kind of go and unwind after a long study break.
For sure. I know that I would definitely be going there.
Yeah.
And especially to the parking, I think that's a huge deal.
Yeah, I know. I feel like that's always the biggest, I don't want to say complaint, but that's definitely a topic of conversation here at KU, and so I'm excited to see what that coalition accomplishes with that. So
yeah, that's awesome.
And also this past weekend, we had our Mom's Weekend, so that was really exciting. I know there's one this weekend as well. So what did you do with your mom this past weekend?
Yeah, so last week was about half the Greek Life's Mom's Weekend. My parents like to travel together just because I'm an out-of-state student, and it was my dad's birthday, so we all went to dinner together at 715 restaurant. It was so good.
Yes.
Yeah, what did you guys do?
I kind of did the same thing. I mean, I only had my mom come down just for the weekend. We went to dinner at Mass Street Fish House, and so good. Their ahi tuna nachos, I think about them every single day. They're so good. So it was nice to get some mom time before the semester is ending. So yeah.
Awesome weather on Saturday too.
Yeah, I know, it's been great weather. We're actually going to get a live shot with Gunner, who's going to be outside the J School, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, anything else?
Yeah, I think weather this week should be fairly good. I know I heard a little bit about rain this weekend.
Yeah.
So that's not always fun, but it's always good to have a little mixture, especially in these spring seasons.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, we're going to go ahead and toss it over to Gunner.
Thanks, guys. Today we're out here on Jayhawk Boulevard, where I can say one thing is true: spring has definitely sprung. As you can see coming up behind me, the people are enjoying this weather. They have their, shorts on, that summer attire that most people do, Very great out here. We've seen a couple of people doing senior pictures. It's definitely that time of the season. I'd soak it up while you can, though. On Friday, we're going to get some rain. That's definitely going to cool it off into Saturday. But right now, as we get screamed at from behind, just enjoy this weather. I think that the best thing to do right now is walk Jayhawk Boulevard with your buddies, have a great time out here. Enjoy this weather while we can before it gets cold, like I said again, and have a great time. After this, we're going to hit a quick break, and we're going to interview some of our seniors that were once here before. Thanks, guys.
where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. Today we have guest and graduating senior Caden Baird. Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So we're just going to be talking about his plans and his time here at KU. So what have you been involved with during your time on campus?
Well, I started out writing for the sports section in the Kansan, and I did a little bit of work inside of KJHK, called some games, did the post game. Actually did the post game and the halftime for when we beat OU for the first time since like 1980 or 1960, where they rushed the field after the storm. So that was pretty fun. The game lasted like 3 hours, so we talked to everything from like bowling to sports. It didn't matter, but we just had to fill some airtime. But now I'm doing KUGH. I've been doing Good Morning Indian Country for about a year now, and so I love it. It's given me the most opportunities to go and do things, from go to Minnesota for winter break to go to an all-star native football game. It's just given me a lot of opportunities the school has.
Sounds like a great experience. What's been your favorite thing about being a Jayhawk?
I think the favorite thing is I really liked living in one of the Skull Halls. That's where I found most of my friends at. There's like, I don't know if you know, the Skull Hall was like 50 guys living in one house. You got to do chores. It's like reduced cost living, but that's where I met most of my friends, guys who used to live there, still live there. I think it was just probably the best decision I made, just living here.
Sounds like the way to go. And I heard that you studied abroad. What was that experience like?
That was amazing. I didn't know anybody who was there except maybe one girl. I kind of knew her. It was one of the best decisions I ever made. We went to Scotland. We went there for, I believe a month. And I think in the picture, me and Tom, we covered sports. Mainly it was a sports section, more sports class. And we did, what was it called? The Paralympics. And so we met some Paralympians. We interviewed them. Sadly, the only ones we interviewed, the ones who just lost. So they were not very happy to talk to us, even though like they were kind of made to. But that was amazing. I got to try haggis on everything from pizza to cheese fries. I wouldn't recommend the pizza one though; it was disgusting. But I tried it anyway. But I loved it. I loved it. It was, and now I'm good friends with most people that I went there with.
Nice. What advice would you give to a student who's deciding whether or not that they should study abroad?
I would say just do it. I don't come from like a super wealthy background, but they give like a lot of scholarships. I think I got at least like 3,000 in scholarships, which paid a lot of my like airfare and helped a lot. So as long as like you're looking for it and you're asking around for scholarships and definitely applying, I would definitely recommend it. And it worked really well for me because I was in sports concentration at the time, and so I got to do all these things that I wanted to do. Plus, I got to go to Scotland, which I always wanted to go to. So I'd recommend it like so much, because then you get to, especially if you're in the journalism school, because then you get to see the other parts of the world and, you know, expand your mind on other things and just what America is like. Because there's so many people. I met one guy who was British, and he was from Africa too, originally, and he loved American politics, and he knew more than me about American politics. He talked about Trump and everything. He was a huge right-wing guy, but I talked to him for like 15 minutes, and I mean, it just expands your mind a lot, and I loved it.
That's awesome. All right, moving on to your plans for post-graduation. Tell me a little bit about what you plan on doing.
Well, I have an internship currently at Channel 13 in Topeka, and so hopefully, you know, cross my fingers that I get the full job there. We're kind of in talks right now about a contract for 2 years. Yeah, I mean, and then post that, after the contract, I talked to her and my boss, and so hopefully I'm going to be like a news anchor. That's what like the plans are, and she says, you know, within 5 years I probably can. So hopefully you'll see me on TV somewhere, anchoring the news, like on an evening show somewhere for some local TV.
That's exciting. Congratulations on your graduation. Do you have anything else you'd like to share with us?
Nope, I think that's it. I appreciate you guys having me on here.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back with news and sports after the break.
For students searching for a way to stay active in an outdoorsy way, the City of Lawrence has bike trails running in every direction, and with the new bike share program, we can stay in shape as we tour the sights of our beautiful city. Clinton Lake is only a short 30-minute bike ride away from Daisy Hill and has the most incredible sunset location in all of Lawrence. Walking campus may give you the KU calves, but biking can give you the KU thighs. Bike Lawrence today.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
Welcome back, I'm Jane.
And I'm Lainey, here with your Good Evening KU Weekly News Update. In one final update, the Artemis II mission ended successfully last Friday as NASA's Orion spacecraft splashed down in the Pacific Ocean near San Diego after a nearly 10-day journey around the moon. Recovery teams quickly secured the capsule and transported the astronauts to the USS John P. Murtha for medical evaluations. Meanwhile, Orion will be turned to Kennedy Space Center for further analysis. The landing marks a major milestone in NASA's return to crewed lunar exploration as the crew completed a record-setting lunar flyby.
California Democratic Congressman Eric Swalwell announced on Monday that he plans to resign from Congress following allegations of sexual assault and misconduct involving multiple women, including a former staff member. These accusations led to a criminal investigation, a House Ethics Committee probe, and mounting pressure from over 50 colleagues calling for his removal. While Swalwell has denied these allegations, his departure marks a sudden end to his political career. This was followed minutes later by the resignation of Republican Representative Tony Gonzalez of Texas, who is facing similar allegations.
The City of Lawrence is planning to host a variety of Earth Day events over the next 2 weekends, including the Kansas Riverbank cleanup led by Friends of the Kaw and the Wakarusa Wetland Celebration at the Medicine Wheel Earthwork on April 18th, followed by a family-friendly Earth Day fair at South Park. Additional events include a traditional powwow at Haskell Indian Nations University on April 22nd, a fairy house building activity at Lawrence Public Library on April 24th, and outdoor activities such as a trail opening Baldwin Woods Forest Preserve on April 25th, offering community members multiple ways to celebrate and engage with environmental initiatives.
Rory McIlroy captured his second consecutive Masters tournament title on Sunday, finishing at 12 under and beating Scottie Scheffler by just one shot in Augusta National. McIlroy battled up and down final round, overcoming early mistakes and a late scare on the 18th hole to secure his 16th career major victory, becoming one of the few to win back-to-back Master titles. Scheffler finished second at 11 under after a bogey-free weekend, while several players tied for third at 10 under, as McIlroy was able to seal another historic win.
In a televised interview, President Donald Trump claims that the ongoing U.S.-Iran conflict is very close to over, expressing his confidence that Iran is eager to reach a peace deal and predicting a strong economic rebound once the war ends. His comments come as optimism grows in financial markets, despite stalled peace talks and uncertainty over a potential ceasefire extension, which U.S. officials say has not yet been formally agreed upon. Negotiations could resume soon, even as the U.S. continues its blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, a key global oil route, and tensions remain high despite signs of possible diplomatic progress.
The People's Princess, AZ Fudd, went #1 overall as she was drafted to the Dallas Wings at the 2026 WNBA draft, continuing a trend of UConn stars at the top. Additionally, powerhouse programs like the reigning NCAA national champions, the UCLA Bruins, dominated with a record 6 players selected. Big winners at the draft included the Washington Mystics, the Seattle Storm, who were able to stack multiple young talents, while the Golden State Valkyries drew scrutiny for trading LSU star Flau'jae Johnson shortly after drafting her, highlighting the unprecedented ability of the draft class filled with both star power and questionable marks. Now let's send it over to Reagan with an update on KU sports.
Thanks, guys. The baseball team is on a roll. Kansas has won 11 straight games, including last night's 5-2 win over Wichita State. KU is now 27-10 and leads the Big 12 Conference with a 12-3 record. The Jayhawks swept 17th-ranked UCF last weekend at Hoagland Ballpark and will head to Stillwater this weekend for a 3-game series with Oklahoma State. The softball team has been keeping pace, winning its 5th consecutive series with last weekend's victories over Baylor. The Jayhawks are 29-12 and currently hosting Missouri at Oroka Ballpark, and last time we checked, Kansas was ahead. KU is 10-5 in the conference and will travel to Orlando, Florida this weekend for a 3-game series with UCF. Speaking of playing against Missouri, the football team recently announced that this year's game against the Tigers will be moved to a Friday night kickoff. The rivalry will resume on Friday, September 11th, the week before the Jayhawks will travel to London to play Arizona State. KU will open the season on Friday, September 4th against Long Island University. The track team sent its multis to California last weekend to compete in the Brian Clay Invitational. Junior Connor Dunback set or tied 5 PRs on his way to winning the Group B decathlon with a score of 73 and 63. The rowing team swept both K-State and Creighton at last weekend's Sunflower Showdown. It was senior day for the Jayhawks, and post-race ceremonies highlighted 12 graduating rowers, including our own Kara Lyons, who sat 7th seat in Varsity 8's boat. The tennis team also beat K-State last weekend. The Jayhawks won the doubles point and then swept the first 3 singles matches to finish with a victory of 4-0. The Big 12 championships began today and continued this week in Orlando. And finally, KU's women's assistant basketball coach is leaving the team to become the head coach at Loyola Chicago. Paige has been on head coach Brandon Schneider's staff for the past 5 seasons. That's it for sports. After the break, we'll be back with another graduating senior interview.
Welcome back. I'm here with Courtney Poston, a graduating senior, and she's going to tell us a little bit about her college experience.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So Courtney, I know you were on Good Evening KU back when you were a freshman. Mm-hmm. Are there any other shows that you were on throughout your 4 years here?
Yes, I was on Playmakers for 2.5 years, and then just Good Evening KU my freshman year.
Are there any opportunities that you got through those sports shows or the J School that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I think I got a lot of opportunities. I did so many things starting so early out that I think wouldn't have been possible without the University of Kansas. But my favorite memory and my favorite opportunity that I got through Playmakers and the J School was that I traveled my freshman and sophomore year for March Madness to get coverage for the men's basketball tournament. My freshman year I went to Des Moines, and sophomore year I went to Salt Lake City, Utah, and I have nothing but good things to say about those experiences. They were amazing and memories that I will carry with me forever.
Sounds awesome. Are there any internships that you've had throughout college that you feel have prepared you for your career post-grad?
Yeah, definitely. I have had a couple, but I think the one that sticks out to me the most is that I run the Red Cup Kansas Instagram page. That's an internship that I have with Red Cup News. Over the last 3 years that I've ran it, I have gained over 19,000 followers on the account under my ownership. I've gotten to travel for that internship and make a lot of really cool connections, as well as kind of just create a community at the University of Kansas that I think didn't necessarily exist prior to that. And it's something that is very special to me, and I really, really enjoy running it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great experience. Are there any favorite memories or experience that you've had throughout these 4 years?
Yeah, this past fall, I studied abroad. I did 6 weeks in London and 6 weeks in Paris, and then I traveled to as many places as I could go in between, and that was the coolest opportunity of my life. I know the previous interview he talked about his experience in Scotland, but I would do it time and time again. There's never going to be another time of my life like that one, and I am so grateful for it.
I know a lot of my friends did that too, and I've only heard great things.
Yeah.
So you are graduating. You've been here for 4 years. Is there anything you would tell your freshman yourself looking back?
If I had to pick one thing, it would be to soak it all in, not take it for granted. It goes so much quicker than you think, which is what everybody tells you. But my sister is a freshman here now, and I was able to recruit her to Kansas, and I tell her every day that I can't believe her year is almost over, but it goes so much faster than you think it is, and each year brings its own new memories and obstacles and challenges, and it's something that I think I will look back on forever and have nothing but good things to say about this place.
Yeah, I totally agree. We're both from Chicago.
Yes.
Do you plan to move back? Do you have any fun post-grad plans?
Post-grad plans are a work in progress. I'm planning to move back to home, yes, Chicago, and continue to pursue my sports media career down there and see where the wind blows me.
Sounds good. Do you have anything else that you would like to add?
No, thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you so much for coming. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Good Evening KU. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 10 a.m. for Good Morning KU and next week at 5:30 p.m. for Good Evening KU. Have a great rest of your week, and thank you for watching.